fun which has been enjoyed for generations, heading up the lake or the river or over to the coast and towing your family around behind a boat. In Tasmania, tow sports are encouraged and there are some great calm water locations, but some recent tragedies means it's a timely reminder to brush up on your tow sport skills, particularly when towing around children.
It gets the kids really interested and keen on water events and getting close to the water instead of being in the boat. And the good thing is it gets them water safe, I believe. And they can get used to bouncing around a bit and getting water in their face. And it's great. It's a great family sport, you know, right from biscuiting right through to slalom skiing.
Before graduating to slalom, it's important everyone starts by understanding the rules. And one of the most critical is the use of an observer who can communicate to the skipper what's going on. It's also important to make sure all other boats in the area are on the same page.
If you're going to tow somebody on a boat, you must have an observer. Also, make sure you ski in an anti-clockwise direction or tow in an anti-clockwise direction. By towing in an anti-clockwise direction, everybody's doing the same thing. And if somebody does come off, then somebody can see them in front, the driver can see them, and you're not going to have a head-on collision with anyone.
Then it's a good idea to teach your skier sign language to communicate back to the observer, so everyone is clear on what's happening.
We try and teach the kids when they're first going out on their own that if they tap themselves on their head, they want to come home, they've had enough, and generally you can just come straight back in then, and you can go slower or faster. Generally it's not a hand movement because you can't see which way their hand's up or down. And if you go like this around your neck, you want to stop. You want to, and the observer should know all those rules as well so that they can portray that to the driver and the driver can go faster, slower, stop, come back.
These days there are many places which sell ski biscuits or kneeboards, and learning the experience to safely tow them only comes with time on the water. The biggest tip when starting off is to watch your speed. If you take it slowly, accidents shouldn't happen.
They shouldn't happen. If you've got, again, good driver, good observer, I just found over the years that people towing biscuits that don't have the experience, they tend to tow biscuits too fast, miles too fast, and people end up in big whips or they're bouncing 2 or 3 foot in the air and they can get hurt.
As the skipper, it's your responsibility to ensure you don't go too fast. The most important part of that is when turning the boat. That's when the person you're towing can whip around and their speed will increase to double that of the boat's.
If you're towing someone on a board or a biscuit's just the same, you should be very aware that going around corners you've got to back the boat off a little bit, otherwise they could go into a big whip and they're going twice the speed of the boat. So if you're towing them at 20 miles an hour, a reasonably experienced person, they're doing 40. You've got to really be very aware that you've got to back the boat off going around the corners. If they're inexperienced and they're young and you don't want them outside the wash, just back the boat off a bit, come round the corner, any wash that you see from another boat, back the boat off. Back the throttle off, just let them bounce over the waves gently, and then once they're through all that, you can speed the boat back up again.
Of course, approved life jackets must also be worn by anyone who's being towed or is skiing. For more tips on safety, visit the MAST website.